Oh, good morning. How are we all doing? Oh my days, it's done some raining over the last 12 hours. I cannot believe that is not flooded. That must be running really, really well at the minute. It just rained and rained, and it was blowing a gale last night. Wild, yeah. Everywhere is saturated today. Like all the fields, a lot. Yeah, it's just dumps it down. And it's getting very cold as well. Apparently we might have a bit of snow later on today. Oh my days. That is not a date for outside shenandoahs, that. They did say potentially snow today. They weren't lying, were they? Oh, look at that. Well, like I say, it's not all bad because with all these projects, there is an awful lot that I need to do. So we're going to go through some more of that today. And yeah, going to get this council tax one done. And then we're going to go a little bit more into the tractor shed and what we try to do there as well. So we might need to put the bungalow as well, get in there. And then work out what gear we need for... Oh, there's a lot of stuff to go in there, man. Oh, can't wait for you to see all the plans. No, yes, you're right. I'm still sat down, as you can see. But I promise you, I'm not hiding from the bad weather. I am actually working my way through a mountain of paperwork that needs to be done. Oh, I know. We want to be out there tinkering and getting things done, but sometimes you just got to take a little bit of time and get this bit done before we can get on to the next bit. Diggers need to be put to one side for the moment. The first bit we've been working through today is the council tax valuation report. Now, obviously, you know the house next door to Tom's. It's had a couple of accidents over the years, and it's, as we say, not habitable. So because of the damage that's been sustained inside, we're looking to have it taken off the valuation list for the council tax. Now, it's understandable because, like I say, it's not habitable. So we've carried out some paperwork from that. They've sent some back. I filled in these new forms, sent back some other supplementary information that goes with it, and now Tom can ship that back to them, and hopefully that is that one completed, because otherwise that's a lot of money which could be going towards the development of the property, which we're having to pay for an empty property. Not good, but hopefully we're making our way through that one. So I'm considering that one at the minute little tick, because it's off my computer now and it's on at Tom's. So there you go. We've successfully shuffled it onto someone else's desk. Well done, Mr. Tate. Now, the next bit we are looking at today is going to be the barns, because the barns... So this is what the end game is all about with this. Now then, where are we at? So on my list of things to go through at the minute, we are now at the point where I'm going through the ground conditions. So we need to get a ground condition survey done. We're going to be looking for someone to do some boreholes there, where they fetch a machine on, they will drill down into the ground and take out a core sample of what the ground is, where we're going to be building on top of. Then we're going to be looking at some shear tests and some compression tests, and maybe a couple of other bits and bobs. So we'll get all that data together, and once that data is collected, then it can be sent out to the structural... Well, then they'll send it to the labs, they'll analyse it, look at the different characteristics of the ground, like I say, how strong it is, what load bearing, what the point loading, and then the engineer then can interpret into how the slab's going to be constructed. Are we going to have strip foundations, ground beams, piles, depending on what we find there, and then they can in turn turn that into the slab detail. And from the slab detail, then we can send the slab detail out to get... Because we're going to need a whole lot of concrete underneath there, because 30 metres by 12 metres just for the base of the building. Yeah, so once we get them through, then the slab can be accurately designed, and we can make sure that we've got enough concrete, but not too much concrete in the slab design. Because just on provisional numbers, looking at the slab for this building, you know, we're on a 30 by 12 metre. And if we went in at just a nominal thickness of 500 mil, you know, taking into account where it steps up, steps down and stuff like that, you know, just at that, you know, you're going to be looking at about 180 cubic meters of concrete in there, which is a lot. And your average price is somewhere around about £120 a metre cube. You know, you're going to be looking at £21,000 just in concrete. That doesn't include any formwork, any digging out, any installation there. And if you could reduce that by 100 mil, so on an average of 0.4 rather than an average of 0.5, you're dropping it down to 17,000 straight away. So you've got a £4,000 saving there just on a 100 mil difference over that slab thickness. Now, I'm not saying that slab thickness is going to be consistently through at that thickness, because obviously we get step downs where we're going to be putting more concrete in the ground for the perimeters and the steelwork column supports, and then it's going to thin out, you know, in the middle of it. But we're just looking at this stage before we get analysis, and just for an illustration point of view, you know, between 21 and 17,000, probably could go more than that as well, because then you've got to go look for a power float finish, depends what we're going in there. So it really is important that we get the right ground information over to the engineers so they can get the slabs right. Now we've got a couple of options going forward as to how we're going to do it. We can go with a turnkey solution where they come in after we've given them the required information of the ground conditions, the steel work, the drawings, and they'll give us a price for slab, erect the steel frame, clad the steel frame. And then you literally is what we call a turnkey solution. That we're going to go for a couple of prices on that, see where we're going. Also, we're going to go down the route of slab in, contractor for the slab, contractor for the steel frame, contractor for the cladding. Yep, that's it. So then we're going to break it down, because obviously with me being on site and we can project manage it, it's not really, the difference between a turnkey and not a turnkey solution is kind of negligible at this point in time. We do have a lot of projects on the go, but I'm quite comfortable to manage that one going through, and we can produce the saving if we need it. So we're going to get that to steelwork people. Then we've got to choose the cladding. Now we've got some illustration on the cladding here, but I need to confirm with Tom and Brad and then get a bit more detail on that as to what that can go. But essentially at the minute, I'm just looking to get the ground conditions qualified. We know what we're dealing with there. Then we can get the steel calcs done, and then we can get the price for the steel. I'd like to get that, those two big prices, slab, framework. Once we've got that on the deck, I'd like to get that moving ASAP, and then we can look at the cladding, the doors and stuff like that. One aspect that I think would be really interesting to look into in detail with what was going on with the tractor shed is a rainwater harvesting system. So I'm going to put some images on the screen now. And with the rainwater harvesting scheme, we do the tractor shed, we're going to have a minimum, because it's not taking into account the pitch, roof surface area of about 360 meters squared. Now, taking into account where we are in the country, looking at average rainfalls, we could look to harvest between 12 and 13,000 litres of rainwater every 18 days, which is quite a lot. Now, if we can get the tank installed, now it's just looking at costs of what it'll be to install the equipment and then look at the point at which you get your return on what's there. It'd be very nice to be able to harvest it while we're doing the groundworks there. I don't think it'd be too bad. You know, it'll give us, we're going to have the machinery on site, that's half the battle, and we're getting the tanks in. I've fitted hundreds of these tanks, so it's not really an issue getting the tank installation done. It's just more going to be a case of siting the tank and making sure we get the right one for on site. But you're looking at like a 20,000 litre tank with a control unit. If we went with a commercial control unit, we can pump the 20,000 litres and then it'll automatically swap over to a mains connection if it runs out. And, you know, along the lines of using the harvested water for washing of plant, we could potentially use it for flushing of toilets when we've got pumpkin patch and other events on, and then it's also, like I say, it's got a mains water backup. The potential irrigation, you know, we could have a stored 20,000 litres of water for when we're doing the pumpkins as well. So I think it could be quite a good idea, you know, with regards to getting it off, because we're going to have a beautiful roof there. We're going to have decent size. We can, you know, the roof will be brand new, going to be perfect for collecting it, and then we can also run it into the harvesting system, and then it can then run over through an overflow into the actual soakaway system for the rainwaters. So we've got space, got the machines. It does seem to make an awful lot of sense, but we just got to run the numbers now. I've got some information. I've been looking at a graph system. If anyone out there has any other links to systems out there, like I said, there's a lot of these out there, and we've worked with Clargest, to main, you know, we've worked with them a few times on other projects, but the graph one looks interesting. It's made from 100% recycled plastic, which is very nice as well. We are at the site of where our new tractor shed is going to be. Oh, I'm so excited. So I thought we'd come down here and we'll get this actually marked out. So we've got it roughly marked out here, but got a big tape measure in the car, got some road pins, got some marker paint. So I thought it'd be really nice if we could just sort of get this pinned out and we can see exactly where it's going. Because we don't really know yet. We've got an idea, but we're not quite 100% sure. So I think I'm going to mark it out get some marks out, and then we can go see where it is. Well, the main thing is, we've got the planning, we've got the space, and hopefully Tom's got some money put to one side, because we're going to be spending a lot of it very quickly. So yeah, we're going to get it set out, but like, just imagine for numbers. I'm guessing, like, just in the concrete slab that's going to go down there, we're probably going to be 30, 40 G's into the concrete, into the ground before you even see anything. Then I'm talking about putting rainwater harvesting in. Then I'm talking about putting PV panels in. Then maybe ground sourced heat. It's got to be a lot of money. But you spend the money now at the start, you get the building right, and you don't have to revisit it. And this is a generational project. This isn't just Tom's barn, it's going to be Alfie's barn, and then Alfie's sister's barn, and then who knows who's going to be looking after these things in the future. Well, let's get these right, and let's get it in the ground. So let's go and set this out here and see roughly where these pins are going to go. And the weather this afternoon is markedly improved from this morning. We've had hail, we've had snow, we've had rain, we've had cold, but luckily I had the log fair on while I was doing some admin work. Every cloud, eh? And yes, you will notice that our little Vitaris made it over the road from there, from the bottom 50 to the top 60, and that's because it's only gone and got an MOT on it, hasn't it? Yeah, it has, you know, it has, and I'm quite happy about that. Went to the body shop in it before, very nice. Got loads and loads of cars, and this has ended up being my favourite little nugget of a car. Cheapest one in the fleet, just loving life. But enough of me waffling, let's put some pins in the ground and let's see what's going on here, eh? But over there, we have a Land Rover and he is straight off his path and he's doing things. For the moment it's clean, for the brief moments. Oh, he's got his pacing boots on. They're just freshly calibrated them. Are they within test? 13, 14, 22, 19.
We're around corners, had a bit on.
Yeah.
Taking it off.
Is that what you think?
I reckon from here to like when I started
30. So you should be 32 from the wall then. You waiting there?
Yeah.
Right. So due to crazy weather, we've had to relocate now.
Oh no. Cozy fireplace, coffee.
Yeah. You know, they used to hide out under the digger to have me.
Which we did.
Yeah, it was kind of nice, kind of cool. But then we realised we had a really nice facility
Right next door. Had to be done.
using our noggins at times. Well, actually, that worked out rather well. We've gone through a lot of information there. These questions that I had for Tom that I've been working out today, so we've covered a lot of ground with that. We'll have a little chat about those in a bit when we get back to the caravan and we work through it, but it has stopped raining for a minute, so we're going to just nip back and just try and go through a little bit more of the layout of where that building is, because there's a few more things I want to look at. And yes, it seems to have cleared the weather for a moment, so let's go! Right, so roughly set out, we've got 2 meters from that boundary there, and that's going to run parallel all the way down the site, and then we're 32 meters from the boundary over there, which is, oh, look at that hand, that looks awful. I'm sorry about that. Just try and give someone a white cast and then expect it not to get dirty. Just like how that's going to look at the end of a full week. Anyway, so this line here, this is going to run parallel with this boundary here into the car park, and we've got a 2 meter offset, and this line here, we're 32 meters from right down there where that house is there, 2 meters off their boundary, and then a 30 meter distance. And then, like Tom was saying before, we run out 12 meters, sorry, almost onto the stone wall there. So that is going to give us our 30 by 12 meter dimensions for the building. Now, obviously the slab will be slightly bigger than that, allowing for the building to sit onto it. And then we've got the steel columns that are going to be designed to go onto there. Now, we've got this. So this comes out to practically on this road now. So we'll get a mark on here in a minute. And then this is the access road that we've got in at the minute. So it's going all the way from the gates there, and it's running all the way up to there. Now this went in a bit of a rush for the pumpkin patch, and it didn't quite get enough stone into it, or the dig down wasn't really deep enough, but we didn't really know what we needed here. So there wasn't a problem putting it in. It was just, now we've realised that we are going to need this access road here permanently. And what's going up it it is going to get dug out and then stoned up properly. So this is going to come out. I'm going to go in with about 500 ml of crusher rundown first, then Turan, and then stone on top of that. So we're probably going down about 650 ultimately. And then this will allow us a really good access along here. And then for fetching all the equipment in for this building when we're doing it, getting the concrete wagons in, getting all the steel, getting the cherry pickers, everything like that, that can all come in this way really nicely. The top layer won't go on until we finish that building, but the sub base will be in, and the sub base will be what carries out the majority of the loading and will be stable enough to go through. So we've got that going on at the minute, we've got this going on as well. So now you can sort of see where this building's going to go. And I was talking to Tom today and he signed off the costs there, so we're going to look to get the ground investigations done. That way we can have it finalised what the slab details need to be when they go to the engineer. So we've got a little bit we've made, just even getting that signed off today. That makes it so much better. Plus I've been working on lots of other things as well. So these couple of days spent getting all this paperwork done. I know they're not exciting vlogs, like you can't really see much going on. You're just listening to me flopping my chops about a load of stuff. Unfortunately, they do need to be done, and I'm just documenting videos. So I hope you understand that. Like, that's why these ones are. It's not just because of this. This is actually giving me the shove that I need to get these admin bits done. And I say bit, I could literally spend the rest of this week sorting all this stuff out. So I think next step is ideally we could do just clearing out all of this bit here that's there as well still. So we're going to come basically up to that rail there on the gate is almost a 2 metre offset. So if we can get the digger just to clear through there, then we've got a clear run. And when the investigation boys get over here, we can get this soil sampled and see what we're working with. My money is on nice clay. This weather, right, the drone's been up. I tried to get some footage. I didn't record a lot because we didn't press record. Then I got a little bit, and now we're just in like massive hailstorm. Look. Look, it was sunny the other day. Look at all the hail. My drone is not going to fly in now. We could try it for a laugh, couldn't we? No, maybe not. Well then, what a day's that's been, eh? So we've got a lot of progress made. A lot of jobs have been took off the list there. We've shuffled some jobs onto other people's list. You know, we've done what we needed to do. And we've just had a really nice tea in the JB as well. So not too bad a day, really. And yeah, again, sorry, it's quite a slow video in a way, you know, just me working through the stuff that I need to do, but someone's got to do it, and that is me. So I'm getting my way through that. We might have a few more days of doing bits and pieces like this, but tomorrow we'll try and, weather permitting, we'll get back on the tools a bit more. As you can see, I was sick of that cast. I have cut my cast off and modified it, so now I have a pencil stuck to my fingers, and it's feeling okay at the minute, but I have got an appointment at the fracture clinic later in the week, so we'll see what they say about that, aren't we? But it just allows me to do a little bit more, and it is still strapping the finger into place, I'm hoping. But that cast was minging from work. It was so dirty, it was horrendous, and it was, yeah, it wasn't going to last a week like that. So, but it's all right if you just sat about doing nothing, but Tatey boy cannot sit still. It's not happening. So, yeah. That's where we're at, and tomorrow is another day, and let's gonna see what's coming around. But thank you very much for all the kind comments, all the likes, the subscribes, all amazing. It's a truly brilliant adventure this going through. And like I say, if you've got recommendations on steel fabricators, you've got recommendations for rainwater harvesters, PV panels, and another big one is asbestos. We do need a company to come and take the asbestos off the barns down at the bottom 50. A couple of people have reached out in the past. You know, if you want to send the message again, please do. That'd be really good. But for now, enjoy whatever you're up to, and thanks for watching. See you later. Lots of love. Bye bye.